Welcome, welcome. It is studio update number, I have no idea. I have unpacked all my boxes. You could see that story on Instagram. Things are still very disorganized. Today though, you get to help me design my studio background. I don't yet know that this is the wall that we're going with. I might do a corner shot, still to be determined. However, I have 5 different choices of studio background that I want to present to you. And we can talk through kind of how I look at studio backdrops, the background of the video, how to make the right choice. And I want to show you what I got to test and play with, and then we can make this decision together. How does that sound? So I see everybody in the house. Construction crony, whoa, and that went off. In the house, love audio production in the house. My Stream Deck is not actually operating today for some weird reason, so I'm gonna have to dig into that. Did not have time to really troubleshoot it today. So I'm kind of operating manually, so forgive me. Monte says we must use the teleprompter ladder in this setup. Yes, welcome, welcome. It's good to see you here. So I've got the trusty, so the teleprompter ladder is from my Instagram story. I'm actually not using the ladder for my teleprompter and camera today. I actually put that on a Varipole. I found some mounts. You can see that updated story on Instagram as well. And I've got my trusty ladder though, ready to rock its own job today. So I'll show you what I'm gonna do with that today. But it's a process. So I want you to hear when it comes to this studio building stuff, sometimes you got to let it be a process. Now, in my bold video bundle, I walk you through the whole process in a streamlined way, which is super simple, super easy, professional setup. When you want to customize something, like for example, that is a single camera setup that you can add cameras to very easily, modular a little bit, right? But in my case, I'm going to have multiple cameras. I've got 3 desks that I'm building out in this studio space. Basically a 10 by 12 room, and I have 3 different sets that I'm building out, multiple cameras. So it's a pretty complicated setup because I love to show you what's possible and I love to do all of the things in my own version. I love to help you simplify it for your setup so that you don't have to deal with all the tech headaches. But part of the process is discovery, it's exploration, especially when it comes to backgrounds. So, howdy from Tennessee. Welcome, welcome. Good to see everybody here. Lowell in the house, Sammy in the house. JFK wants to know if anybody brought snacks. I hope so. I hope so. Patrick says, look forward to seeing your options. I do too. I'm very much looking forward to this kind of exploration with you and having you really help me design this. Just went live with myself. Oh, awesome. I can't wait to see. Paul, that's amazing. Try not to build a cramped space. I know. That's one of the challenges in this location is trying to do all of these different things in a very enclosed space. My previous studio was a very open space, right? 850 square foot studio apartment. Of course, I had to live in it, but in terms of the background, it was actually a very obvious choice for me there. When I walked into that space, when I rented the apartment, I fell in love with the open windows, with the wood and the brick background. And I was like, I need to use this brick background in the studio background. And I knew immediately what I wanted to do design-wise in that space. And I do here as well in the living space, but now I have the benefit and the con of having not the same space, right? So I get to use this whole space for a totally different design than I'm doing in the main living areas, which is really cool which gives me a lot of options. And sometimes options are not a good thing, right? Because it makes you think too much a little bit. And I want to do so much that I, have to prioritize some throughout this process. So in this space, in the old space, I actually was very aware immediately. I wanted it to be Japanese modern themed. I wanted to create this inviting environment in my space. And you saw the results of that. Everybody felt very comfortable, very at home, because I was inviting you into my living room quite literally in that old studio. Now we got to think differently. And so when I think about studio backgrounds, and I'm going to do proper content on this, like recorded videos and break it all down for you in depth. But when I think about studio backgrounds, and this is one of the things that I teach in my Bold Video Bundle, there are 5 different types of backgrounds that you can create. I won't go into all of them today, but one of those things is the inviting environment, right? The perfect environment set. That was what my old studio was. It was creating an environment, a feel, and a look that made you feel welcome to come into my world. And that worked really, really well. Another one of those background ideas or concepts is the personality set. So a lot of times you might see people have things that relate to their personality. Lowell in the chat room has old Max in his background set. So like really old, historic Max. And that is just a cool geekery thing to include in the background. It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with his content, but it's a personality thing. You immediately have a connection with people who are of like-mindedness with you. So that's another option, right? Another option is the content itself lending itself to the background. For example, my bourbon journey. A previous student who has a YouTube channel. I love to talk about his because he did a fantastic job with this environment set. He talks about bourbon on his channel. And the background is filled with bourbon bottles. And so you immediately have a connection, not necessarily to the personality, but to the theme of the content. So there are multiple ways to go about building a studio backdrop. And really, I always start with the end result. What is the look and feel? What is the environment that I want to set for my viewers when I build out the backdrop? And as you can see, we're really raw here. Again, you can go to Instagram and see the kind of behind the scenes journey of my world right now in unpacking all my gear and building this studio. And I haven't really gotten far outside of unpacking stuff. But right now I'm just using the wall, which is kind of a gray green color that is painted, and we're renting this place because don't know where we want to wind up yet. But I'm shining a blue light on that background, and it's not very strong of a background like I used to have, because I also had that paper backdrop. You can find a whole video about how I built that out in my old studio. What just happened? Hold on. Why did that just died? Hold on. Why did you just die? Okay. Now you can see the color of the background. Whoopsies. Hold on. It's like the battery died, but it's plugged in, so I'm not really sure why that failed on me. There it goes. Oh, I just learned something new about this room. There's a light switch that controls the outlet, which usually in other rooms, the outlet that it controls is on the top of the outlet, not the bottom, which I have this one plugged into the bottom. So that's different. Okay. No, not electrical overload. Whoopsies. That was funny. So it was funny that I was talking about the blue light and it decided to go kaput on me. My studio is in my home office, which is tough to balance redoing it because I'm always using it. Totally hear you on that. There are definitely ways to do that. And by the way, if you want, we're going to get into my options. I was just letting everybody kind of settle in and kind of set the stage here. But we do offer one-on-one consults. You know, I have a team of contractors I work with that are amazingly talented, and I have done this for coming up on 19 years. And I would love to help you if you're having a unique issue that you want some one-on-one help with. You can reach out to us, livestreamingpros.com/services. We'll get you all the details and to book a call for that. We have some amazing clients that we've been able to work with and help them fix their uniqueness in terms of issues and desires. That being said, put a thumbs up for tech failures. I love it. All right. So, that's kind of setting the stage. I always think about that end result, right? What is kind of the look and feel that I want to present? And I love for some of my YouTube videos, that look of having a backdrop and the colored LEDs on that. Now, this is a very weak version of what you see on my YouTube channel, who actually, that actually creates a great look and feel. It's spicy. It looks great on the feed. It kind of sets the tone. It's just color. It's a very simple setup. So that is option number one. I could do that again. However, I don't like to just use that. I like to use that very specifically and strategically for the content that I'm doing. So I may put that again in my studio here just to have a secondary option. I hung that one from the ceiling. I could hang it from the floor. I have options. But in that one, you know, that's option number one, is I could do that. Option number two is I could build out a proper set like I did in my previous studio. I could put something in the background, shelves, books, anything that is kind of personality based or environment kind of based, as I talked about before. So those are the first two options. Now, I have three options, physical options that I'm going to show you right now, that I am highly considering in terms of the studio background. These are more along the lines of a totally different look and feel than I've ever done in my studio space, but I've always kind of thought about and dreamt about. And so I was like, what if I take this opportunity in a new space to do something that I always have actually dreamt about? So, are you ready? Who's ready? Give me a big yes in the comments to see the next three options that I have available to us. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. This is gonna be super raw, super casual. I'm gonna put the first one up. Now, the first one is a thin panel that looks like this. And if I put that back here, you can kind of see, but what we're going to use the ladder for here is just kind of like the ability to see what this might look like. Now, you have to imagine not just a single panel of all of this. You have to imagine this time, like filling the whole space, right? So I'm going to take this here and then kind of take this light that is being finicky today and show you what that might look like. So that's kind of like, it looks really cool. This is the one that I have thought about so much in my past and never actually built it out. I love this look and feel. You guys are saying, okay, is this soundproofing too? This particular one is not. This is a plastic. You can get higher end versions that are not and that actually do sound panel or soundproof. I don't think I'm gonna need that. So what I wanna look at on this, I like it shiny. Okay, hold on. Okay, what I wanna change here is the color. So you can actually see Hold on. Wait, hold on. I'm going to do this. There we go. You can kind of see as I change the color what it does to the panel. Now this is a black panel. Why is it not changing? Hold on. How it plays. Okay, hold. Nah. Okay, I screwed it up. Sorry. I have to get to the right settings. So look how like the different colors on this LED light actually change the look and feel for it. And so again, imagine this filling the space, not just a single panel. I'm doing it again. I'm screwing it up. Hold on. There we go. So you could have totally different looks and feels. I could change the look and feel as well. Now, my concern with this particular one, that's a white. Hold on. Why are you being weird? Do I keep screwing up? I keep screwing this up. Okay. So my concern with this one is the fact that it is more, oh, I see what's happening. Hold on, I just have to fix my light. There we go. Now it's doing what I want. Stop it. Oh, my lightsaber is nuts. Anyway, so my concern with this one that it's too metallic-y or too shiny or too like dark, because I'm a shiny, happy person. I always have been, right? Ooh, I could go villain. My villain error. Lol has taken that one. So anyway, there's all kinds of different things. And one of the things that you have to remind yourself of when doing something like this is the color that you're presenting onto is going to change the results of the color that you are using, right? So I'm using a black panel in this case. I thought about white. So they only come in like very like kind of black, white, or gold kind of colors. And so that changes it, right? So in my video backdrop or my paper backdrop solution that we're using Thunder Gray, because that one reflects and absorbs the right amount of color so that you get more of an authentic response from the light that you're showing. But anyway, let's see. Let me see what you guys like about this. Okay. Let's see. I'm scrolling back up because you guys were, okay, this looks cool. We got a wow, that looks great. Is it a foam sound panel? It is just plastic. You can kind of hear that. It's just plastic. That's the tile you put in your master bath. Awesome, Barry. Yeah, so we could do it vertically versus, right? You could do it vertically versus horizontal, and that changes the look and feel, right? So we could, let me just, there you go. So that, I mean, that could go that way. I've always envisioned it horizontally, and obviously I'm gonna fix all the lighting and everything. I like it shiny. I love how the light reflects off of it. Sci-fi cool. Love the nanotubes. Me too, except for when they're not working properly. I may have to build a portable version that's something like that. Do teal. Okay, you like teal. Yes, I'm playing with the lightsaber. But would the shiny play nice with your cameras? Well, you're seeing it right now, right? I'm not using a webcam. I'm using my Sony ZV-E10. So you can kind of see how it plays with it. And I actually, because I'm renting this place, I would actually use, put all of these on a wood backdrop instead of hanging them to the wall, just so I don't have to do repairs later. I will get you links later. I did not prep that, but I will provide links in future videos if that's cool with you. Wow, love that. I'd love to have a big, I I'd have to move a big piece of furniture out of my office to do that, but looks cool here. Would it be distracting in the smaller space? In what way, Bonnie? What way do you think it's distracting? You mean to me personally working in this environment or for the video? All I care, I mean, I do care about my work environment, but that wouldn't bother me. What I do care most about when building out a video studio space is whatever the camera sees. I literally don't care if I have half the wall covered, 3/4 of it, quarter of it. I don't care that it wouldn't look like I would normally design a living space. I literally just care about what the camera is seeing. Now, keep in mind, I am actually showcasing different set backgrounds. And so here's one thing, I may actually use multiple of these different backgrounds because I have 3 different desks, 3 different sets in this space, at least as long as it works out the way I want it to. This is a Jedi confirmed. Okay. Does that plug in or can you charge it and take the plug away? Yeah, I can charge this and take the plug away. I don't because I'm always using it. I like the ridges on the wall panel. Fair. You'd have to use the villain setup. That's funny. Cool. I always like new ideas. Try turning 90. Oh, I did that. I'm behind, right? Would I be worried about you being able to pop in front of it? No, because you're not seeing the full effect, right? So I would light that separately and I would light me separately. I do not have good lighting on me right now. I'm just using, you can see it on my Instagram, just using a single Godox light, literally bouncing off my white shutters that is then reflecting onto me. But I am not worried about that. I know exactly how to light for me popping out of the background. You're just not seeing it yet because it's not built out. And I have one hand with a little bokeh. Yeah, and that's the other thing I meant to mention. Thank you so much for mentioning this. The camera would be bokeh'd, right? And so you would have that, but it would be a bokeh effect, so it would be a little blurred. You think that it would create lots of visual interest in the background without being too distracting. All right, we've got options 4 and 5 coming up, but I just want to see what y'all's thoughts are. Too busy seems to compete with you, which is a bad thing. Hold on, I just hit the wrong button. Okay, would you put all of those in the same direction or would you vary the pattern? That's a really good question. I could totally vary the pattern. Hold on, let's see what that looks like. Let's see, Kathleen, great question. So you could do something like that. I don't know how that looks. Okay, hold on, let me remove the comment real quick. I need a third hand. That's actually interesting. I don't know. I feel like it would look better all in one. What are y'all's thoughts? Oop. And also I need to see if that line gets, between the panels gets too much on camera. So that's kind of one thing. I think I like it horizontal better as well, at least in this particular case. The vertical reminds me of fire, horizontal reminds me of ocean. Ooh, yes. I'm a big ocean girl, so there you go. Regarding the questions about sound, plastic wouldn't be a sound absorber. Exactly, that's what I was saying. This is not that. You can get some, I believe, in this style that does have that, but I haven't looked into that. I'm not worried about sound. I don't think I'm gonna have a problem with this, and I would prefer to just get the right background and then do sound separately. That's how I would do. Exactly. So I think if I do whatever I do, I think I'm going to basically attach a thin piece of plywood at the top and the bottom and in the middle, or how many ever I need to kind of make that work. And then attach these panels to that. So I'm not adhesiving the wall itself. But I could also, one option, but it's not really an option I'm considering, but I could do a moving wall, which I've done in studio builds that we did before. Hay House book publishing company, we did this, and we could do moving walls that I could just have like a set background and then swap it out anytime I wanted. But all right. What does the camera see? That's all the freaking matters for sure. Okay. Vary the pattern. Oh, you guys like to vary the pattern. Oh, nah. Okay. Yeah, so that's what I was just mentioning. I could do that. We shall see. I don't know. I don't know which way I'll go. I don't think I'll do like movable walls, but go in a circle pattern. That would require, yeah. Okay, are you, there you go. That's funny, Barry. Horizontal looks like waves of water, vertical looks like fire grass. That's funny that multiple of you are saying that. That's awesome. Okay. How dare? How dare? You shouldn't have sound issues. Yeah, I don't think I will have sound issues at all. Hello, Oregon trees. What's up? Mounted on a French cleat at the top of the, I don't know what a French cleat is, but I will look that up. You can then put the cleat on both sides and you can turn. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Okay, that's an interesting thought. I like that. Mobile wall, that would be cool. Change it to fit the mood or the topic. Yeah, that's what is beneficial to those. Okay, so that's option 3, right? We talked about option 1 being a regular set like I had back home, back at the old place, where I put like shelves or books or some kind of personality based thing back there. I don't really feel like I have room in this environment with all that I'm trying to do that. That's why I'm kind of going with the panels ideas. Number 2 is the paper backdrop that I also had in my old studio. I think I probably will have that included as an option here, but I want something that is designed and looks really nice. So this is option number 1, the wavy pattern. Option number 2 is this. So these are, so my client that we did a custom studio build for, Hillary Walsh, she had this, and you guys have seen this on Instagram or my stories or wherever. She had a version of this that looks freaking amazing on camera. And so I was really inspired by that. And you know how much I love plants. And so I thought this would be a really interesting way to go, at least on one wall that I have here. And this is not like holding itself up. I cannot find my gaff tape. Hold on. I'm gonna make it work here. Hold. There we go. Okay. So this is one option. Let me, okay. It's kind of harder to see. I might do kind of more of a, I'd have to light this one a little bit more intentionally. Oh, but if I kind of go like a blue or a white, that could look really interesting. Maybe a green. But that could be really interesting. I'd probably light it a little lighter than I do the other ones, like less light on it, just to let the natural greenery kind of pop. And again, consider that this is kind of going to be bokeh as well. So it'll be a little blurry in the background. All right. Yeah. There you go. Matt, maybe you can fill me in. Let's see. Best thing is that plants, yeah, so I can't do real plants in this room. It doesn't get enough light. The other spaces in the home have tons of light, which I love. But this particular room, which is why it's a great studio environment, does not get a lot of light. And so I can't do what I did in my old studio, which is which is have real plants, right? Dust collecting nightmare. Okay, interesting thought. I think all of them will collect dust. Love that 3D stuff. That's amazing. Hard no on the plants. Not a fan. Really interesting. Okay. The lighting options might be limited. Again, you know, I'm here doing this single-handedly and no, so I could go here. Let me just show white. Let me just do white here. Hold on. RGB. Okay. Okay, so this is just pure white. Let's see. What if you rip up the weird green thing? You guys don't like the green, huh? I thought this would be like something really cool in the background. I mean, imagine the whole wall in green plants that has like a red and the yellow pop. Rip it up and then insert parts of the wavy thing. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like kind of, oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting thought. Only do the plant background if you're going to dress up as Poison Ivy for the streams. Keep your eyes out for the polls. Definitely keep your eyes out for the polls. Callie is running polls so that you guys can actually literally vote on this. I might include a few carnivorous person eating plants. I could. I didn't even know Larry moved to a different location for studio work. How cool. I need to come back and pay attention. Yes, Sandy, you do. I think I'm the plastic plants fan, only fan. You're the only fan for the plastic plants? Dave, you might not want to say that. Let's see. Let's see. Option 2 is not giving me vibes. Is that, it's not giving you vibes. Ah, interesting. If it's blurry, it might, oh, because you don't like it because it looks like plastic. I guarantee it won't look like plastic when I'm done with it. That's a good call out though, right? Like obviously I'm one-handed here. I'm like trying to do multiple things at once. I don't have anything attached to the wall to do proper lighting with. It definitely won't. Okay, you guys are not driving with this. I may have to do this one because I really love it on like a secondary or third tertiary set background, or maybe just like a little like spice of it. I kind of dig the idea that Susan had of like integrating it somehow within. That could be interesting to play with. That's a really good idea. Okay, that's a great idea as well. I don't even know how to say that, but to take away the shine. When I'm done with it, it won't look like look at this. It looks way less like plastic, I think, but when it's like blurry, right, in the background versus this. Boop. Boop. So things to consider. Let's see. Maybe not a full wall of green stuff. Y'all are not plants people. Wow, tertiary. I learned that from the Mac Studio displays. You know, when you go into the Mac display and then it's like, do you want to mirror the tertiary? And I'm like, okay, I'll use the word tertiary because that makes me sound fancy. Okay. Terrarium, Mary, tertiary. That's fair. Especially if it means you tear up that green thing. It's creepy. Okay. It might be fine for vertical only, but maybe not as full landscape. Interesting. I love the look of it in her studio. And to be fair, I do believe she went with a more expensive option. I went with the plastic, knowing that I could actually make it look like I want to on camera versus in person. I do agree that like in person, it looks very, very fake, right? She went with a more realistic version that is more expensive. I'm also trying to think cost efficiency because you guys tend to get ideas from what I do. And so I like to look at cost-effective options and not just go shooting for the stars in terms of things that could cost a fortune. I'm intrigued. I don't think we're getting the vibe until it's all set up. You're right. I think that is actually true. Okay, maybe giant. I don't think you're getting the full vibe of this for sure. So I might have to do some additional work and like kind of set it up for you guys to see that. All right, so let's get this quote unquote creepy thing off the wall. Hi, Abs. Abby's intrigued by it. She's saying hi. Hi, Abs. She's going to get her camera back when all is said and done. So she's excited. She is loving it here in California. She is basking in the sun daily. Like I said, the rest of the home has lots and lots of sun. And so she's getting her fill of sun daily. So she is happy. She is zooming up a storm lately. She is just thrilled with the choice to move to California. Okay, so next up, okay, this is going to take 2 hands. Hold, please. Okay. This next one, I'm not going to say anything. Okay. Whoop! Whoopsies. All right, I'm gonna get the final option for you here. Velcro Abby to the grid. No, I'm not gonna Velcro Abby to the wall. All right. Whoopsies again. Okay, this is the final look, possible look. And I kind of saw one that this is a really long piece of wood here. So I don't have full hands. I could go this way. I could go vertical. Hopefully I'm not hitting the mic right now. This is too tall to go vertical. Wow, this is really tall. Or I could go kind of slightly diagonal like this, which I saw one, a picture of this like different shapes. So like some diagonal, some a different way. Let me change this back to, hold on. Okay. Hold please. Hold. Why aren't you doing what I want you to? There we go. Nope. Hold on, I can't see your comments yet. Why aren't you doing what I want? This is a really unwieldy piece to work with. No, I don't want special. It's not going back. Hold on. There you are. I hit that button. One-handed maneuvering. Okay, here we go. So I could do, you got to get the right, you got to get the right knob. That's the only issue about these lights, these nanotubes. So these could, they're going to play differently. So I want y'all's thoughts on that. Again, things are going to not be lit properly, but I think that could look really cool in a bit of a designed way. This thing is heavy, actually. Okay. So that's another option. Let me see your comments on this one. Let's see. Option 3, wood panel. Is it possible to see you where option 1 takes you focus off you? You can kind of, so there you go. Like that's kind of a little blurred, but not totally. You could use that slant board to have removable shelves. Exactly. Now you'll see this option is actually similar to a project I'm working on with Trace Dominguez, another creator who asked for some help with his new space as well. I wasn't thinking about it, but then I saw it, and I was like, ooh, what if I do something like a little differently as well? I like the wood white on the color. The wood doesn't really play with the light as well as the wavy thing. Yeah. So again, that comes back to this concept that the color of whatever you're shining onto is going to affect this color. That's why I recommend the thunder gray color for paper backdrops, right? The wood slates would be easier to hang things from, like pictures and fake plants. I could absolutely do some, additional things in the background with these slats. Okay, but you haven't seen what I've seen. I wish I had prepared the picture. The wood for me is very 1970s home decor. Interesting. My hesitation with this one is actually a lot of people are using this in different ways, right? Different environments. And so it can look very versatile. But when you buy a car, you see that car on the road constantly. I'm now seeing, ever since I looked at this option, I'm now seeing it everywhere on a bunch of different creators' videos. And so I'm like, I don't really want to look like everybody else. But I could do something different with it, I think, that could be interesting. They all look great. Do you have a theme that you want to work with? They each give a different vibe. Yeah. And here's what's interesting is that I wasn't sure. So I said at the beginning of this, I always start with the end goal, right? Like, what is the environment that I want to work with? What is the environment that I want to create for y'all when you watch my videos or join my streams? And I will be honest here, I haven't quite decided on that. I want it to be unique. I want it to be cool. I also want it to be very much my personality, right? Like, I don't want it to look too gamery. I don't want it to look too off the charts for who I am as a person and the vibe that you get from me as a personality. And so that's kind of what I'm struggling with. That's why I kind of got multiple options. I'm like, I want this kind of unique vibe that these different things offer, but I wasn't sure how it would look on camera. That's why I got them, and we are doing this stream. Dennis says maybe combine the green plants with these boards. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility, right? With the slats, I could do a combo of the plants. So I feel like this one is really cool. I feel like this could give me some really cool vibes, for sure, especially lit properly. But then it may be too sleek, right? But I don't think that that's also a problem, as long as I'm bringing the funness into the streams through everything that I normally do, right? So yeah, lots of things to think about. Use the green plastic bush. You won't look like everybody else. True. Go full green screen background and change the image with every stream. No, thank you. Bushman UK, he jumps out and surprises people, and that's what the plant panel reminds me of. That's funny. I do change my image every show because I do different kinds of shows. That's fair. Yeah. So like I will have 3 different, it does not come in gray. I looked and I dug in and I was looking for something. It was just black, white, and like gold, or yeah, I think those were the 3 ones that I could find. I could do the wood in a black panel. So I got what was ever on Black Friday sale, to be honest. No, also thinking through like what color I thought would work in the background. There was a black panel. It was not on sale. but I could get that at any time if I wanted to. So I could do the black because then I could shine the light on it differently. As we are seeing, it's actually not kind of like absorbing the light very well, which is all great stuff. Like this is one of the things that you can do for yourself. You can order and return. I hate to like suggest that, but it's also something I do all the time just because it's like you don't yet know what things look like on camera until you see it. The wood looks nice with the metal waves at first glance. Oh, interesting. Hold on. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. What do y'all think of that combo? I like the idea of the wood with like shelves or plants, like you know, I could find some, not panels, but like plants that I could just hide in there. Yeah, the first one looks sleek and techy, the plants look homey, and the wood looks business. Totally different vibes, for sure. It's totally cool. I've been looking for a great idea to refresh my set background and kind of like those panels. There you go. The wavy locks you in, the slat gives you options. Could you spray paint it in the color? I'm not sure. I'd have to look into that. That's a good question. I don't know if spray paint would work, but I could paint it the thunder gray color potentially. So that's an option. I hadn't thought of that, so that's a great option. Nice. I love that. We could involve unicorns in the mix for sure. The wood would look good horizontally with things hanging off of it. Yeah, I think it would. I think it would look very nice. Find some non-creepy piglets. You guys are hilarious. Got some wood boards to hang in the holidays for one set. Now you're getting them. Too late to change. Oh no. Oh no. See, this is what I mean. Like, right. But that's not a problem because each thing was going to look different. So again, I have 3 different video sets that I'm building out here. I've got the main one, which is kind of what I'm prioritizing. The bold video bundle will be a set in and of itself because this is what my main program is all about, right? And like it's a simple video studio setup that gives you incredibly easy professional setup for your course videos, for your YouTube videos, for all of it. And so I will have that set up because I reference it often. But then the background of that is going to be ideally, the background of that video set will be this main set. So you'll see the cameras and the monitors and the desk and this background in that background, if that makes sense. And then I will have a third set as well doing testing and different product showcases, things like that. And that also will need a totally different background. So because that's like a test background, I may do the more geekery kind of look of the wavy panel. That could work for that for sure. And then maybe do something like this with the plants and shelves or something like I could do pictures or I don't know, something like that. So, there we go. That's a lot to take in, a lot to think about. Did we do a panel? Did we do a poll? Did we do a poll yet? I didn't see one. So which one, vote now. Callie can throw a poll up. Vote now. Option 1 being the just regular, like build out a totally new set. Build out shelves and light it and all of that. Like, so a physical set. Option number 2 being the colored backdrop that I had in my old place. Option number 3 being the slats, the black slats. Option number 4 being the plant wall. And option number 5 being this either diagonally, I think some would be like up Some would be this way and some would be diagonal. So vote now. I don't care about sound absorption for this particular space because I'm going to deal with that separately. Already don't have much of a problem in this space because it's fully carpeted and it's a small space, smallish, I mean 10 by 12. But I'm not really worried too much. Like there is some echo, but not a ton like there was in my old place. So I don't have to worry about it as much. And so I'm prioritizing the look of it versus having actual help there, and I can deal with sound absorption in a separate place. You guys are killing me with this. Oh, wait, hold on. Then waves, they're fun. Okay. The wood in different directions, that would be very cool. That's what I was saying. Like, I think that, like, I saw this picture. Hold on, let me pull this picture up. Okay, so I'm going to show you this without screwing everything up, hopefully. So I saw this option and I dug it hardcore. Like I love that look where it's all going in different directions. So that's kind of where my brain is now that I showed you. Is that kind of look where it's not just horizontal or just vertical. They do need at least one friend. Please, Dave, please vote for my plans. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay. Oh, you like that? That's pretty. Okay. Ooh, okay. Okay. I love that with the plants. Okay. Love that. Could you cut those? Yes. So these are huge planks. They're like 11 foot or 10 foot or something. So I would have to cut them down for sure. But that's one of the things I liked about them is that they are long, that I could do whatever I want with them. I vote for the green wall plant just because I want to see what it looks like. Wood slats like the picture. Yes. Okay. I guess I should have shown that to you right off the bat. But that's the visual I have in my head is these different like angles, which is unique. Now I have a question about the wood though. But then maybe if it doesn't do what I want it to with just pure lighting, I could consider actually painting it the right color or getting one different, right? Similar idea in solid color. There you go. If you can do the wood that way, you would stand out even more than you already do. All right, you guys like that. I love that. Now I have a question. Okay, this is my question. So I showed this off in my membership of the Entrepreneurs Video Club, and they were like, "Oh, like I got multiple people saying that it kind of gives them like it kind of like moves visually, and it's highly distracting." So I wondered how many of you actually have that issue. Somebody wanted to, you show the plant one more time? The plant. And of course you wouldn't see the holes because it would be against a wall, but something like that. So like, or against this. There you go. And we could spray it as Dave suggested to remove some of the shine, but I don't think it'll actually look shiny in the end. The wood feels more like you than the waves do. Interesting. Interesting. Vertigo. I don't know if vertigo is the right word. That's what I wanted to say. Thin wood slats equals vibrate, which leads to headaches there. Jill in the house. Good to see you, Jill. I'm serious. It's distracting. See, this is super interesting because there are some people who say the thin slats are a distraction visually, like, and it kind of vibrates visually for them. So that's super interesting to me. If I broke up the wood slats with the plant idea, Would that change that issue for people? Wood, and lighting. Stripes will do that to your brain. Like, yeah, exactly. When people wear stripes on TV, that's the same kind of effect. That's why the bokeh blur helps so much. It would give it texture, but not too gussy. Edges of the plant could also be cut unevenly to increase the natural feel. True, very true. Might need Callie's artistic ability for that one. I'm not sure I have that. What are the waves? Oh, these are the waves. Okay, you came in late. You came in late, Jill. Okay, these are the waves. Different colors would give a totally different vibe and feel, but that's kind of the wave effect. Sharp, contrasty, banded backgrounds are a huge red flag. Okay, larger slats with lower contrast. Ooh, you like the waves. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Well, that's where we are. So my next step, did we vote? Did we get a vote, a poll going? Where's the poll? Let me see. Oh, the poll is still going. Wow. Right now is the time to vote because the waves are winning by far. So vote now. Oh, and the vote is complete. The waves won by 55%, wood 22%, paper backdrop 11, and plants 11. There you go. Yeah, I definitely want to know who the gremlin is that voted for the paper background. Okay. The waves with the slats beside it looks cool, kind of like a pillar effect. Interesting. Gloria, look at chat. I'm looking at chat. I'm looking at the questions thread. What am I doing? Are you talking to me? You can't talk to me in a different... You can't talk to me in a different thread. I only see one thread on Slack when we're live. Okay, now I see it though. All right. Okay. My team is saying that they know which way they want me to go, but they know which way I'm going to go regardless. So we shall see. We shall see. So my next step is that, well, I got to make some decisions based on this conversation. You guys have offered some great ideas throughout it. And I think that the idea of combining some of it is really super interesting to me. Then I also have to, so essentially what I have to do next is take all of these ideas about the background and then position my desks. So I don't get my main studio desk for another 3 weeks. So basically that will come kind of beginning of the year, I believe. So my main studio desk is just going to be non-existent. So I'm kind of using one of the other two desks as my main. You see that desk in the Instagram stories. So I've got to kind of position things and then figure out and finalize which wall is going to be my primary background. So I've got to kind of position cameras, do real raw setups so that I see the different camera angles for each 3 sets. Once I do that, then I can finalize the background as well and then go to town starting building. Now, here's the tricky thing, and we were talking about this in the Entrepreneurs Video Club yesterday as well. I'm traveling as well multiple times. I'm going to be at CES this year. It's the first time I've been back to CES for many, many years. So I hear that it's changed quite a bit since the pandemic and since I've been there. But I am looking for, so if you guys have any particular vendors or product that you want me to check out, definitely post that on social, tag me on social, let me know. I'm working on, reaching out to particular vendors to get good looks at what's coming up in the tech space. So CES, I will be there. I am traveling also for the holidays. So there's not a lot of time that I have to build this out. So I do expect that it'll take me a little longer than ideal to actually get this built out, but I will be keeping you in the loop and creating content around all of it. And do not do this in your video studio backdrop. Do not do this where there's like a single thing coming out of your head. This is obviously not okay. Just saying. Yes, Consumer Electronics Show. Oh wow, your husband used to go to CES. So CES is the world's largest consumer electronics show, or at least the States Consumer Electronics Show. This is where all of the new products in the tech space get announced and then released, a few months later or later on that year. I used to go doing as Callie Lewis in my old brands. I used to go to CES regularly. I did the official live stream from CES, also NAB. I will also be going to NAB this year. And NAB is more in line with this kind of audience, but there will definitely be some interesting new products held and announced at CES as well. So I'm kind of getting back into that game, which is a little scary and a little weird, but it's been many years since I did that. I won't be doing the same type of thing I did in the past. If you were following me for my many years at CES, I won't be doing it the same way, but I will be checking in. I will be creating content from there. So yes, this is the better way to put it. Yes. Yes, true. That is a very good point, Susan, for sure. Yeah, so exactly. So there are different types of events, right? So CES is general tech, consumer tech. NAB is broadcast tech, which is what we care about with our Sony cameras and our lighting and our audio gear. And then you have NAM, which is music tech. I've never gone to NAM because I don't do music tech, but I know that people who are into music love NAM for sure. Okay, you guys rock for your suggestions, and I cannot wait to see how this all unfolds and build out. So thank you so much for sharing in this experience and giving me your thoughts and voting and telling me what you like, what you don't like. This is one thing that you should be doing with your own audience as well. I know that I teach this stuff, so it makes perfect sense for my content to involve you. And regardless of the kind of content that you do on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, wherever, people love behind the scenes stuff like this. So involve your own audience in the next thing that you're doing in your studio space and or in your industry specific behind the scenes, whatever that looks like for you. Doing something where you kind of show them a little bit of your thoughts, the processes, the behind the scenes aspect can work wonders for building up your own audience, community, loyalty, and conversation. Really, like, you can do a lot of that. I'm doing a lot of that on Instagram stories and reels. And you can see that highlighted story build the highlight. I have a highlight on my Instagram of all the different stories I'm doing around the build out of this studio. So you should definitely check that out. Go follow me on Instagram. It's one of my weaker platforms socially, but I'm trying to kind of move towards there intentionally. So maybe I'll see you over on Instagram too. I would love, love, love that. All right, you guys rock. Appreciate you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will see you in the next stream, next video, and on Instagram. Have a wonderful day. We are going to run credits and thank our beautiful members here on YouTube for supporting this channel. Really appreciate you.
Honey, I got what you want. Give me all of your love.